Um, so yeah, could you explain the face-off there? Were you expecting to have a face-off? You know, they had just draped the belt around you, and I think Kane was maybe interviewing you at the moment, and then they brought out Andre right after. Were you expecting that? Were you surprised? What's going through your head at that moment?
Yeah, I was surprised to see Andre. I didn't know they were going to do the face off. So I won, and I was like kind of like mad that I didn't get a submission. I was kind of like all bummed out, and I was ready to walk off the mat, and then I see Andre like storming onto the mat like he's all jacked, and he's got the 6-time hat on and the belt over his shoulder, and I was like, oh, I guess we're doing face off. So he came in, and we did a face off, and we were both smiling at each other, and I remember Andre just saying, "I'm just happy right now." And like he wasn't talking shit. He just said, "I'm just happy right now." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm happy too." And then we both started laughing. We congratulated one another, and then we kind of shook hands, and then that was the face off. And then we kind of walked off and did our own thing, and then we did the podium and the medal ceremony.
In that moment, did you think there was a possibility that you would fight, or not at all? What did you think in that moment?
Well, he was pretty adamant about that being his last one. So up until then, I was like, yeah, there's no way. Like they're just doing this just for show. Like so, Flo can have like, or whoever can have like a good headline with like a face off of Gordon and Andre. So up until then, he was adamant like this is my last one no matter what. He was retired from Gi Worlds. He's like, this will be my last ADCC, my last competition. And I did the face off with him, and I'm like, oh, this is just for show. There's no way we're actually going to fight. They're probably going to get Buchecha or Felipe to do a replacement. But here we are. Now we're a few months out, and Andre's still in for the Superfight. So I guess it was real.
So what do you think changed in Andre to go from this is my last, I'm retired, to fighting you?
I think the fact that it's the biggest ADCC ever. ADCC, now that he's retiring, is kind of taking off, which is so unfortunate for him because he did a lot of great things when not many people were watching. And now every ADCC going forward will have a lot more eyes on it. So I think that's part of it. The prize money being a lot more, I think that's part of it. And also the fact that he was kind of on the fence, and then I smacked him. So now I feel like feels like he's obligated to do it.
How close do you think was it to not happening there?
I thought it was close for a while, and I think after we had the incident at Flo where I hit him after he attacked me, I think that he was still, I think that kind of broke him mentally, to be honest. I think he's still kind of shook from that, and I don't think he's going to show up like he should. I think he's already lost the match, essentially. Because how could you not retaliate to someone smacking you in the face and then you go out and expect to win a match? Like he's already been beaten. But I think that just to save face, like he has to, like he can't just not show up now. Like there's just no way, he has to compete. Unless he has unless he tears his ACL and he has like a doctor's note and he has like a picture of the ACL or something, this major injury. He has to show up now.
Is he making a mistake?
I think so, yeah, because I think now it's a little bit more like he has to show up. I think he made a mistake when he started going back and forth with me on social media. I think that he should have just right away, like I said I was retiring, I'm happy for Gordon, this is my last one, and I'm out. But now he's got to do it, and competing against me is just a mistake. He's not going to win. So the last thing Andre's going to be remembered for was getting smacked by Gordon and then Gordon crushing him in a match. So it's just, the mistake isn't competing against me now. The mistake was made when he fell into my trap of going back and forth on social media, and he kind of just got wrapped into that. And that was the big thing that will ultimately lead to Andre's demise, because we're going back and forth, and things started to get heated, and then just every step of the way, Andre just looked worse and worse. We were going back and forth. Then I offered to do a match with him for whatever promotion. Then I offered to do a charity match where he used the money to build a church or a hospital or a school in Brazil, and he said no to that. And then we were going back and forth at the Flow event, and then he walked up, he started chasing me, and he was like cursing at me, then he pushed me. And then I smacked him, and then he chased me again, and I smacked him again, and I tried to fight him, and he wouldn't fight me. And then you know, he's just been radio silent. He blocked me on Instagram. He did an apology video where he made some like 25-minute long apology and then offered a 50% discount on Atos Online. Like, it's just been like, ever since he started going back and forth with me, he's just been going like this. Like after the incident where I hit him, I literally had people tagging me the next day, like dozens of people, of them with like Atos gis or shirts, just throwing him into fireplaces. Like, his stock crashed so hard from that one night. I think the initial mistake started with him going back and forth after he said he was going to retire, and then he kind of just snowballed himself into like the worst case scenario now.